Hello, everyone. I am excited to speak with you about Ka Reiki. It is a form of energy healing that can support you in a profound way on your journey of self-care, emotional healing, and spiritual development. So, you want to know exactly what is Ka Reiki? I know Reiki, but I don't know what Ka Reiki is. Ka Reiki is a form of energy healing that was divinely given to me and I created that builds upon the foundation of the traditional Reiki. Now, traditional Reiki is channeling of the hands, using symbols, using hand positions, and it is basically traditionally to relieve stress and to promote healing and to decrease pain and also to help remove trauma. But with Ka Reiki, it is basically going a little bit further in that it is a complete connection between your spirit and the universe and your physical form. Ka means the spiritual double of a person. So when you're using Ka Reiki, it's not just you channeling that energy, it is 100% your spirit channeling and communicating from the universe, from your body, in all the different positions and areas that it's in and planes of existence that it's in to help you flow and helps the energy flow through your body, not just your hands, but your entire physical being, and to connect you with your spiritual self. It also helps you to enhance whatever spiritual gift that you may have. So if you have a gift of prophecy, for instance, Ka Reiki will enhance that so much so that that will be a form of healing for you. Like your ability to use that will assist you in your healing, not just for yourself, but for others. If you are a Reiki healer, if you are not a Reiki healer, it doesn't matter. It will still assist you if you know how to use it in your everyday life. And it helps you to integrate it into your everyday life much easier than most others will, because that's what it's meant to do, because it is your spirit that is being utilized to help the frame that it's in, right? The house. As I say to my students and stuff, you let your spirit guide you because it will never destroy or hurt the house that it's in. It will always protect you. So you have to be able to follow it. And that's what Ka Reiki does. It allows you to connect so deeply with your spirit that it becomes second nature for you to allow it to take over and to guide you. Ka Reiki basically incorporates so deeply into the refined layer of energy that you're able to quickly start on your healing and quickly feel that energy. It is, as I said, like an Egyptian word that means your spiritual double. So there is like a wisdom to the soul and the spirit that you don't have with some of the other styles of Reiki. It is a sacred energy that basically connects us to the higher self and the divine at all times. Like it does not stop. The only way it stops is if you choose for it to stop or if you want it to stop. Reiki, Ka Reiki doesn't turn off. It really doesn't. It blends and it is a part of you walking in this world and the spiritual dimension at the same time. And it is, I know it's almost like I want to make it like as basic as possible because it's a little complicated in some ways. The most basic way is think of yourself and your spiritual self walking side by side on this plane of existence and the spiritual plane of existence simultaneously. And so whatever you do here is done there and vice versa. And at the same time, you are communicating constantly with yourself. And because you're at your spiritual level and that your spiritual self is constantly communicating with you, it sees things that you on this plane are not seeing. And therefore, it's constantly giving you information and telling you, no, go left, no, go right, no, go straight, no, let's back off a little bit on this one, and it's up to you to pay attention and to listen to it and to understand what it's relaying and trust that it's telling you the truth. at the same time, understand that this spirit is talking to you to let you know how to heal your traumas, how to remove any spiritual blockages, how to guide you to a higher state of consciousness, and to help you to help others do the same. Now, if we talk about self-care, we know that self-care is an essential practice in our modern lives. We have to have it, especially in today's world where you're seeing a rise of, negativity, and you think and feel like you're becoming oppressed and that oppression is going to take over. It's not, it's an illusion. It is 100% an illusion. you know, the good will always prevail and will always move forward. And you have to believe that, and you have to know the moment you believe the illusion becomes reality, right? And so to encompass our self-care, especially with Ka Reiki, it involves nurturing our mental, the emotional, and spiritual health. You can't leave out the spirit. Some of the Reikis, they don't really go into the spiritual self. And Ka Reiki is 100% more spirit than anything else. So you have to go into that particular realm. It's an excellent way to promote your healing and to see past this physical world and then know what your body needs emotionally and mentally. Because you have to think about it. If you're doing an emotional healing, right? Then Ka Reiki helps you to release that burden that you may have had and those old traumas from your childhood that are now projected in the day's life and that will affect your decisions and your well-being. Emotional pain can lead to physical pain, as we know. So if you have that gentle flow of Ka Reiki, and sometimes not so gentle based on what you need, you can process and let go of any of those pent-up emotions and anxieties, and then resolve a lot of issues from your past and maybe even present, your emotional issues that will lead you to a type of freedom and peace that you may not have known in the past prior to Ka Reiki, right? And then when we talk about stress, because we're all stressed, no matter what, like we are stressed. Even I, at my level of spirituality and vibration, get stressed and I can feel it. Like my stress comes really strongly physically in my body because I'm so connected. And because it does, the moment my body feels the stress, my Ka Reiki pulls it out just as quickly, you know? And that's what we want for you. This is a world where a lot is going on, as we talked about. There is like all types of struggles on every single level, on everybody's plate. I'm not even going to go into all of that, but we know that in me, I like to say we, because in my spirit, we both talk. We both talk. We're constantly talking in my ear. We know that we have the nervous system. We need to help calm our nervous system down. And Ka Reiki helps to do that by helping to move out that stress that you have so quickly. And it helps you to balance and to clear out the energy blockages that are keeping you from grounding and maintaining an inner calmness. Okay. So I say this with all my chest that Ka Reiki is an immediate healing type of Reiki energy. It is not something that is light. It is not something that is, feathery. It is something that is strong. When it came to me, it was like a heavy blanket. I felt like someone had put an energy blanket that was so heavy, like at least 5 pounds on my body, and everything started coming out and pulling out of me and so strongly, and sometimes I'm not even gonna lie, painfully coming out because it was so deep inside me, and I asked for it to just come out. I don't care. I don't take it lightly. Just get out. And it did, and I felt the healing and restoration of vitality that Ka Reiki gave me by getting rid of all that stagnant energy and replenishing my life force. I felt like I was in my 20s again, when Lord knows that's so far away from me. But I felt so like I was in my 20s again. And because my life force energy was revitalized and re-energized, and my mind started, going faster and moving quicker again, and increasing my sense of motivation and my take on life's challenges. So when things came at me, I was able to deal with them in a very quick way, and that's what it does and what it will do for you too. There's also this type of self-connection that it improves and that it enhances. It allows you to really see who you are, your true self, quicker. It is a great self-awareness that deepens your understanding of your emotional and spiritual needs, and you really need that. It makes it easier for you to also engage in self-care, right? Because if you understand who you are as a person, like truly understand who you are, the good, the bad, the ugly, because we have all three, and accept those parts of you, and then know how to maneuver and utilize those parts in a positive way. Good is easy. Yeah, it's easy to be good sometimes and sometimes not so much, but most of the time it's easy to take the high road and be good, and then you can just stand off and whatever. But you also have that dark night of the soul part of you that needs to come forth, and it needs to be cleansed, and you also need to accept that that is a part of you. You have those negative emotions and energies inside you, and that come up all the time. People say, there are some people who believe there's a heaven and hell, and some people say that there's no such thing, and some people say we're in hell right now. So if we take that on a spiritual level, especially using Ka Reiki, if you think that there's a heaven and a hell, and that you're surrounded by demons and hell, think of those as negative energies. Think of that as chaotic energy. Think of those as lessons from the universe that you need to work through, that you need to heal from in order to complete yourself, your true self, and to energize you and to release all of those blockages that are holding you back. So you're being challenged by the universe to clear out those negative energies by chaotic spirits or demons or whatever you want to call them, so that you can move forth and increase your vibration. Now, if you fall into the chaos, there's no assistance for you. You are choosing to fall into the chaos. But the beautiful part about Ka Reiki is that even if you fall into the chaos, it's going to constantly, continuously try to help you and move you back up, because that's what it does and that's what it is. Um, when we're talking about trauma from childhood, a lot of people have trauma from childhood, whether it's physical, emotional, mental abuse that you may have undergone, or just even something as simple as being in school and someone calling you names that stuck with you, that hurt you so much, and you thought you got over and forgave it, but then you find out that it's come back up in everyday life because it's something that you did not get rid of. With Ka Reiki, it will assist you in bringing forth that emotion of trauma. And that's why I say sometimes things are not as smooth and nice and gentle, because it's going to bring forth that trauma that affected you, because you need to acknowledge that it's there and that it exists. And then you need to let it go and release it. And Ka Reiki will help you to slowly release it out of your body, to whether it has manifested in chronic pain, anxiety, depression, or self-sabotaging behaviors. It's going to offer you a unique way based on who you are and how your spirit communicates to you to release that trauma from your energy field. And it unblocks that by identifying and releasing the energetic blockages. So if you had a past trauma that was so deep inside your body, and you started like you hyperventilate and you don't know why, for some reason, some issues, you just start hyperventilating, it will start clicking in your head like, oh, when this happens, when I hear this word, or when I feel this emotion, I start to hyperventilate. Oh my goodness, why is it this emotion? Kai Reiki, as you go into it and go deeper, will say, oh, well, I heard this word when I was a kid, or I had this particular emotion happen to me when my dad or my mom or my sister or whoever said this to me. And you will understand, like, oh, it goes all the way back to when I was a kid on this at age of 8, and someone called me XYZ, and that really upset me, and then I thought I forgot about it and I released it. But so that's how Ka Reiki goes, and because it's your spirit going all the way back and to help you to release that trauma and to get rid of anything that will cause a physical harm to you. Now, when you're transforming that, you're also transforming those negative patterns that have arisen because of that behavior. And so it helps to transition and transmute that negative energy and that negative emotional pattern into something that's more positive. So if you felt unworthy or fear or anger because of those things, or felt like, I'm breathing so much and I have hyperventilated and I feel weak. You won't feel weak anymore. You're going to start feeling strong because now you understand what's going on, and then it empowers you to have a healing personality, so to speak. It empowers you to leave space for healing and to connect to yourself. So, do you see how all of this is coming together with self care, finding your true self, connecting with yourself, releasing that energy to acknowledge the traumas, acknowledge the dark side of your personality that may be based upon trauma? All of this going on with Reiki, and because you're connected with your spirit, and that's really important. If you are disconnected from your spirit, then how are you connecting to the universe? I just want to know. How are you connecting to the universe if you're not connected to your spirit? There's no way. There's no way. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. You can have an expert of 100 years sit right in front of me saying, yes, I can connect to the universe. But you can't connect to the universe if you're not connected to your spirit. They can't tell me like, oh, I don't believe in having a spirit and I don't believe in spirituality, but I'm connecting to the universe and getting universal energy. I don't believe it. I'll never believe it because I know what my spirit has told me. I have seen it, I have felt it, I have been there in that realm. I know you have to connect with your spirit. So this is what I want for you to do. I want you to learn how to do that so that all of those things we just discussed and talked about will enhance you on a not just a holistic manner and help heal you holistically, but enhance your spiritual gifts that you may have, because out of all of this process, you're going to start sensing and seeing that your spiritual gifts are starting to come out, whether you are spiritually gifted psychically, whether you're an empath, whether you have clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentient. It doesn't matter. All of those gifts will start coming out as you're clearing away all of those blankets and that baggage that's on top of you, stopping you from being your true self and finding out who you really truly are. Okay? This is the beginning of your spiritual awakening. That's what happens when you get to that level. You're going to go to that spiritual awakening. So, I know I have to wrap it up. We're coming into the final like minute or so of this presentation, and it was a lot of information that I threw at you. Um, in such a short amount of time. But again, what you can do is always contact me if you need to go into more depth about this. And also, I have a great meditation that you will have a link to that you'll be able to utilize, which will help you to start this spiritual awakening that we've discussed and to start your spiritual journey or continue on your spiritual journey and help you to move up higher in your vibration. So again, my name is LaTanya Hill, and I am the creator of Ka Reiki. I thank you so much for taking this time to allow me to speak with you. And I know, again, it was a lot of stuff, but I'm so excited about this, and I really can talk about it forever, but I only have 20 minutes. So I thank you. Have a great day, and I hope, or great night, depending on when you're listening to this. And from my heart chakra to yours, I wish you well and I wish you all the goodness that there is. And know that throughout this entire presentation, I definitely have been sending Ka Reiki to you. And I hope that you continue on your spiritual path and your journey in the best way possible. Thank you.